kickoff is a little bit early, but I've got Dave Matheson alongside of me. So tell us about the visitors. What's going on?
Hello, Jed. Thanks for having me. Yes, bit of a topsy-turvy start to the season for us. Decent win away at Malou on the first game of the season. Like to think the score should have been more, but we were a little bit rusty on a very hot day. But last week, really disappointing result against Onken. But Onken are one of the favourites in the league, so I think we just move on from that one and take it as a 3 points loss rather than the performance itself.
But anyone that gets something out of the Malou team can play football, surely.
Yes, we did have a decent team that day. As I say, I'd like to think we could have had a few more, but it was a very hot day for both teams. They had a penalty that was given away, that we gave away. It's very harsh in my opinion, but yeah, overall a good performance against Malou, and hopefully we'll have a better performance today as well.
Well, just doing all the checks, but I think the signal is coming through loud and clear. Let me just make sure. So I need to just have a look at the sound levels and what have you. Oh, you're on your loud and clear.
You can hear me.
It's great to be with a pro, if you know what I mean. Like yourself.
Is that you?
Yeah. So I'm just going to be sharing the feeds with Twitter and our Facebook page. So if you get the chance, you can just get that message out that we're streaming live from Castletown. It is football live on the Isle of Man, subscription free, of course. And Danny Lane is on the prowl.
Well traced back there by Simon Taylor, making his first appearance of the season. Originally joined us as a 18-year-old or 17-year-old in 2013. Had a bit of a sabbatical for the past few years, but first game back, what a game away at Castletown.
And tell me, the makeup of the team, are we talking young? Are we talking mid-20s?
A bit of a mix. We've got a few veterans in our team. Tom Varney, number 8, central midfielder. He's eligible for veterans, he's 36. Glenn Horsfield, the centre-back, number 4. He's also... he's the new Masters manager for this season. He'll be playing tomorrow against Douglas Royal as well. But yes, I'd say the makeup of most of our team.
Oh, it's one in.
I'll let you take over, Jed.
Cardi just slots it in casually as you like. So we'll just adjust the scoreboard. Sorry about that. That's in operation.
That didn't take long.
No, okay. That didn't take long, and that was quite a simple goal, really, to...
yeah, too easy. They'll be disappointed with that one.
So, what's your preferred social media? Are you Twitter,
we do.
Facebook?
We've got Twitter and Facebook. At Douglas District on Twitter, due to the limited number of characters, and it's just Douglas and District Football Club on Facebook. I can share the stream from Castletown.
Yeah, I'm just doing
my
live Twitter or X. X, is it?
Yes, sorry, X.
I'm not into that.
I don't know anyone that is, apart from Mr. Musk.
Yeah, Douglas and District. There we go. Bang. You're done. You're in. Danny Lane, now looking to capitalise on this good start for the town.
Tackle by Horsfield there. Dangerous going to ground in the area, but he made the tackle.
Referee perfectly placed as well, perfectly placed. And that's Callum Raby. And we had a chat with Callum, who's one of the new referees on the block. And how encouraging was that?
Very, yes. He seems to get himself around the pitch really well so far, which is encouraging. Some of the older referees, not talking critically of them, but obviously some of them have possibly past their peak fitness-wise, but fair play to them for still getting out there and doing it.
It's good though, isn't it? It's good to see that, you know, we've got some new faces, because refereeing is as important as the players and the teams. Without the refs, we're stuffed. So he's got that enthusiasm, he's got the player experience, and I think he's got a bit of edge to him. He's not going to take much messing, but able to control the game.
Yeah, that's what we want to see. We want to see a referee that's willing to converse with the players. Don't want him to just shut up shop and not explain any of his decisions. If he gets things wrong, that's fine. Players make bad decisions all the time. He's got no assistants, and to put it bluntly, without him might not be a game today, because a few weeks ago there was a crisis in referees and they were talking about cancelling games due to the lack of refs. So fair play to him for taking up the whistle.
And the FA for getting a grip of the problem. I think it's been talked about on social media. I do know that the man in line did get some airtime from the usual freakish subjects of wind farms and what have. Do you ever listen to the man in line? Is that
no, I occasionally had it on in the car when I was a child with my parents, but ever since then I've never listened to it. Never listened to it on purpose.
Oh well. So no, it's encouraging, and football is an integral part of the Isle of Man community, and we've got to keep it going. So anyone who's listening, who's watching, just think, how can I help my local football club? Bit of a donation, just come down and watch, support the teams, and just keep that momentum going forward. Whew, well, I think we've got a lost ball.
Yes, I think it was a throw-in. I think it was just this side of the corner flag. So hopefully this isn't delaying tactics by the town to hold on to the 1-0 from the early lead.
A lost ball. It's it's just like the old game of golf, isn't it? You think you know where it's gone. You've got your eye right on it, but Richard Hinks, he's got it. I think he's got an eye, hasn't he? He's good. That's Total Build, one of our key people in the club.
Good ball in by William Smith. Joe Lewis up for the header. And is Daniel Hoyes going to make it there first? No, he isn't, and Castletown are breaking.
Cardi pressing forward. Good interplay with Danny Lane. Oh, skills. There he goes. He's on a journey, but he just tried to take it too far.
Good clearance there by left back David Allen.
I think you're up against it with this trio of forwards that we've got.
Yes, I heard very encouraging or discouraging for us reports about your number 9.
Oh, here we go. And
I couldn't have timed that better, couldn't I?
I think you that was almost scripted.
It was, yeah. It's I'll be nice to clip that one up later, but yeah, Horsfield trying to keep his hands behind his back, obviously conscious not to concede a penalty, but so disappointing from our set piece from our corner that happened. But reminds me of my old playing days, playing for D&D. Whenever we won a corner, I thought we were going to concede.
So that was, what can I say? It was swift, and it was lethal. Lane just, he had a lot of time there, didn't he?
Yeah, he shouldn't have that much time to pick a spot. From the penalty spot there, it's very poor. Need to get a grip on the ball further up the pitch and get the ball moving, but very poor with the ball so far.
Charlie Palmer on the ball. Forces a throw-in.
Yes.
Creates a throw-in. So it's lovely to see. Some of these lads might be making their last time on the pitch before they head off to university and college. So just grabbing a few weeks before term starts and they embark on their studies.
I don't think we've actually got any university students this year.
Is there a message there?
What are you trying to say about the intelligence of our lads?
Well, here we go. I thought Thompson was going to bang it. Oh, hang on.
Out again by Horsfield. Unconvincing. Hoyes got a man coming in behind him. Daniel Hoyes here. He's moved over from Jamaica this year. And this is the club he chose to join, which is great credit to us.
That's the number 10, is it?
Number 10, yes.
Danny Lane is just... So that's... what's he called?
Daniel Hoyes, yes.
Hoyes?
Yes.
From Jamaica?
From Jamaica, yes. We're our scouting network goes far and wide.
Isn't it great to get a big signing?
It is, yeah. A bit of razzmatazz on the signings rather than just the usual that transfer between a few clubs. So yeah, it's nice to get someone new to the island as well.
Brilliant, absolutely fantastic, and there he is. He's had quite a bit of possession on the ball so far. In fact, I think Douglas just need to get that ball on the ground, don't they?
Yes, definitely.
So there you have it. We've got Dave Matheson in the box, and what a fantastic bit of commentary. Now Cardi is running rings, really, teeing him up, and out for a goal kick. So good start for the Town. Bit of a breezy day down here at the Metropolitan Stadium. Conditions good though. Had a bit of rain this week, but word, that's Shaw, good interception there. Word has it that we're going to maximise our game potential at Castletown right through the season, and this pitch has stood up to everything that's been thrown at it, and I think we can try and ensure that we get as many fixtures in the bag right through the season and not have a backlog to waterlog in, and perhaps having that situation where there's a ton of games to cram in. Charlie Palmer finding Cardi. Cardi's done a lovely little turn there. I hope we got that one on camera. He's laughing. He is laughing at that one. Very good. That's what I'd like to see. A bit of fun. 2-0 up. Hinks. Bags of space. Looking for options. Just popping it up for Cardi. Is he just going to get there? He does look like he's in good tune, is Nathan there. Looking very lean, agile, quick on the ball, quick with the feet. Harry
Are we
Hinks.
still 2-0?
Yes, 2-0.
Apologies, had to take a quick phone call there.
Was that another player coming in?
No, it was a work phone call, and I thought best not to ignore it.
Well, but the thing is, do they know you're commentating at the football match? Is that?
They might now.
That's a tough one to get over. Is Lane or
good clearance there by Simon Taylor. Centre back with the beard, looks a bit grizzled compared to when he joined us as a fresh-faced youngster.
That is quite a beard, isn't it?
It is, yeah. There's not many beards knocking around in Manx football now, so he may stake a claim for the best one around.
So, yeah, I think the Turkish barbers would have a field day with that one. They'd be in all afternoon. They do some business, them Turkish barbers, don't they? They don't stop.
They do, yes.
There you go.
Our first team manager, who's over there in the dugout with the cap on, William Gavin. He had, in my opinion, a particularly horrible beard that he got amended by the Turkish barbers a few years ago. Good to see he's looking normal again now.
It's quite dramatic in there. They set fire to your ear hair.
Yeah.
It's
not for me.
And then don't go for the nose wax thing, where it's like they pull these cocktail sticks out your nose. Oh gosh, you're crying. But I think Castletown aren't crying at the moment, not with this performance so far.
Not at all. It's been very comfortable by Town. Really struggling to get a foothold into the game. I think it's not helped by the fact we've got a bit of some inexperienced players playing with each other. Some of the players who've been here from last season, some of them it's their first game for the Combi this season, some of them it's their first game for a while. As I mentioned, Simon Taylor at centre back. We've got William Smith on the right hand side, number 7. He's played for us for a number of years, but he hasn't played for the past 3 or 4 years, so this is his first game back too, so a little bit of rustiness by our boys.
Good though to see the club coming together from far and wide, isn't it? Though?
Yes, it is. Yeah, as our Combi manager Simon Barber mentioned in the pre-match interview you did with him, we're actually struggling numbers-wise today. We had two squads out, and we've been bolstered a little bit by the first team game being off, but we did have 2 teams for today. So if it was the starting lineup from this morning, it might have been more than 2-0. Not that I want to speak disparagingly.
I see, yes.
So, yeah. But yeah, we had to take advantage of the first team game being called off because some of the lads who were playing, they've not trained. They're playing Masters tomorrow. They were literally just helping out, so they were happy to step aside for some of the lads who train every week and have paid their subs.
So tell me, it's quite difficult for a team not to have their own ground and have to rely on the illustrious Douglas Corporation, who are known for efficiency and value for money.
Yes.
And then likes of today, it sounds like it didn't go too well on that game.
No, I don't want to speak too disparagingly about the Corpy. Good call that by the referee.
That
for
was
offside.
good, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the situation we had this morning, we've been getting a few comments on social media, etc. this morning. The decision for the first team game to be off this morning was totally out of our hands. Our first team manager and combi manager went down to do a pitch inspection this morning. They were greeted by the referee, who was there already. We hadn't asked the referee to come down. It was literally just to check if the pitch was okay. We gave the pitch the okay, but the referee said because the lines marking had washed away, they weren't willing to play. We did offer to play it on a different pitch in Pulrose because there's 4 pitches down there, but she still wasn't having it. So it was the referee who phoned the FA to call the game off. So it's totally out of our hands. So apologies to the Castletown first team, but we will get it on as and when.
We will get it on. I think that's in the sound of Marvin Gaye.
I'll not sing for you. Not yet. I've not had,
not
had enough
old,
drinks.
But if you look over to the far side of the ground, we've got another pitch over there, and it's our thinking that we need to avoid having these matches built up over the season where there's been cancellations and postponements or what have you. And I think, that wasn't good.
What's that?
I think it would be reasonable to, why not have that pitch on the go for our combi team?
Yes.
And that if that scenario popped up, we just say, look, let's get the match done down here.
I'm sure, I obviously can't speak for the manager, but I'd imagine if that was a situation today, and obviously it's not, so there's no criticism on Castletown's part, I'm sure we would have took the option. Something that D&D does get is they get the games on, so it's disappointing when we don't.
But I think, club sharing, ground sharing, that was
would have been harsh, that.
It would have been, and I like the cut of this referee's jib. I think he's going to let the game roll and just be sensible.
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's everyone just wants to have a game of football and enjoy themselves, and I'm sure the referee's the same. In the back there, potentially on number 7, has he given the foul or just the goal kick? I think if that had gone in, we could have had a bit of a controversial decision.
But I think when you're a new referee and you've got a reputation to form, haven't you? Very quickly.
Yes, definitely. It's not easy. That's why so many people aren't refereeing. People are unwilling to put their head up and offer to assist the local game, which everyone's entitled to. I'm not a referee, so I can't complain. But yeah, fair play to the new lads that have taken up the whistle.
Oh, Danny Lane.
Good save there by Darren Armstrong. He shouldn't be given that much time and space, but Armstrong's bailed us out there. Long-serving player at the club, been at the club a very long time. 2006, he's been with us since. He's now just turned eligible for Masters last season. Fun fact for all you Dan Armstrong fans, on his Masters debut, played up front, scored a hat-trick, we won 3-2.
Oh, so he's kind of released from the entrapment of the 6-yard box.
Well, a lot of people want to go in nets for the Masters, whereas for the first team in combi it's the other way around. So Darren, when I joined, was a pacey winger / striker who'd play in nets as and when, but he's reverted back to wanting to be a goalkeeper as his preferred position.
Good skills from Ben Shaw to Charlie Palmer, who's trying to find the front line there. Good movement there. Harry Hinks, Aaron Field, Ben Shaw. Some strong players, youthful players, but have built up some good experience.
Mark Quirk left up front on his own. He'll like that, not having to come back and do the dirty work.
What age is he?
Mark Quirk, I think he's. Let me check my notes. Mark Quirk is 30. So an experienced player for us now. Been with us aside from 1 year at Corinthians. Been with us since 2016.
What's been the most successful time for Douglas and District?
You could argue last couple of seasons, we've actually had our highest ever finishes of 7th 2 years in a row, and we're looking to build on that. we've had good runs over the years in cup competitions, and the league's a little bit different to compare to previous years when we've had 14 teams in the league compared to what we have now. So we would have had a lot more points on the board previously. But yeah, I think if we can push on the basis of the last couple of years, we're keeping the upward trend of stabilising and improving
and attracting new players.
Yeah, it's something we've never struggled with really. You may argue with the quality of some of the players. I would never would, obviously, but we've never struggled for players. We've always had a first team and a combi. We never have walkovers. We seem to have a turnover of players that move to other clubs every summer. Sometimes most of them come back, which obviously says something about the club. But yeah, we're never short of people wanting to play for D&D. But as Barbara mentioned before, we're missing 18 overall today.
18. So where do 18 players go missing?
Well, I think this could be part and parcel of why we are where we are. Some of the lads aren't possibly available because they've got season tickets to Liverpool, or they're away with family, or working weekends, etc., and it just all adds up into struggling to get the same team out 2 weeks in a row. But I know this is a problem that a lot of clubs on the island and grassroots level have anyway. Exactly, yes.
People have lives, and I think anyone who has got a season ticket for Liverpool, well, that's quite a purchase, that, isn't it?
It is, yeah. They've I think they have more Manx people in the crowd than they do Scousers. So yeah, there's seems to be a lot of Liverpool fans over here.
Yeah, but not as many as the Scandinavians and the other tourists.
No. Not at all. No, there's and planes of tourists coming in from the Far East, etc.
Yeah,
but that's a conversation for another day, isn't it?
It is. You need to.
It's the nature of the Premier League. It's it's a global game.
Yeah, get yourself down to a team like Bolton Wanderers where there's real people, real club.
Or even worse / better, Oldham Athletic.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, we're currently 1 win in 8 in the National League when we're second favourites for the league. So up the Latics.
There's quite a story with Oldham, isn't there? The fall from glory.
Yeah, it's a bit of a horror story, really. Fun fact for you again, Jed. The Oldham are the club in English football that have waited the longest to celebrate anything. So 1991 was last time we did anything, and I'm talking about any promotion. We've not been to the new Wembley yet. There's not many clubs that haven't done that in the professional game. So it's going to turn around at some point, but I told myself that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and here we are.
I'm trying to think, what is the sign? They did have a good run, didn't they?
They did. The late 80s and early 90s. They were.
Was it Mark Robbins or someone?
No, well, yes, you're sort of remembering that. There was a game Mark Robbins scored for Manchester United against Oldham, which saved Fergie's job. So that might be.
I'm sorry to.
No, don't worry. It was. What a different life it could have been if we hadn't conceded that goal. Though.
That is it, because I think they were virtually
butterfly
home
effect
and dry. They were home and dry, weren't they?
Yes.
Oh dear, I don't want to dig that corpse up anymore.
No, Mark Robbins local though. He's born in Oldham.
Yes. Yeah,
I met Mark Robbins' brother one time in a bar in Oldham. Worked behind the bar and ended up chatting to him and told me about his brother. So yeah, strange, small world.
Your celebrity engagement repertoire is superseding anything, isn't it? I've met Mark Robbins' brother.
Yeah, exactly. Beat that, anyone.
Oh, well, I can. I drove the bus with Nathan Carter, the country and western impresario who played at the Gaiety this week. And I thought, who the heck is this? I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah, I'm glad you explained it a little bit, because it wasn't on the tip of my tongue.
And at the airport, he had screaming fans as he came, through the state-of-the-art arrivals hall. And then I just saw a clip of the concert, and the place was full and absolutely rocking. Yeah. Incredible. And that was Thursday night.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
And he's just I had a chat with him. He's just an ordinary guy, who can sing.
Yeah, I'd imagine if you meet a lot of celebrities, they are, just decent, normal, down-to-earth people. There's obviously going to be some divas, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm lucky. I have met a few. Jessie J, who is really famous. You know, she was
very famous. Yes.
She was on at 1866.
Yes, the TT.
1886. You see, that's how far I am out of it. Yeah, she was just about to get in the bus, and I said, "Excuse me, are you with the band?" So
you said yes.
She goes, I am the fucking band. so there's that. But me favourite one last year was, here we go, Danny Lane. My favourite one last year for an oldie like myself, we had Niles Rodgers, didn't we?
Oh yes, yeah, he was at the 1886 as well, wasn't
he? And I was lucky to have over an hour with him, and he was chatting.
Nice.
Chatting, and he was really interested in the Isle of Man and all like the social stuff and how our society functions and what have you. So
lovely. It's good that people take a bit of interest, isn't it? You know, you quite often see it with comedians that come to the island. They take an interest in the local paper and look into a bit of history of the island, and they go away enlightened, and a bit like D&D players who leave, they usually come back.
So where does the where do the team kind of the post match debriefs take place? Where do you go? Do you have a
we are
place?
Now at the Pinewood in Pulrose. We've only recently moved there. We've moved around a bit. We were at the Manor for a few years.
Yeah.
But the Pinewood, obviously, since it's been retaken over and opened as a social club, it's right next to where we play.
Yeah.
They have the FC Isle of Man supporters and the visiting supporters in there as well. It's a good atmosphere. We've obviously only been in there twice, so it's just happened. But thanks to Paul Henry and Ricky Devereux for sorting that out. It's absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant.
Lads couldn't speak more highly enough of it. The attendance has been great the first couple of weeks.
So do you like a pint yourself? Will you have the odd jar?
I do, yes. I'm quite boring now, getting a bit older, but I thought he's aiming for me there. I tend to stick my nights out to club nights out, and any particular socials. You won't find me just randomly going out after work for a few pints, but I do like a drink when the occasion calls for it.
So if you're in town, you want to watch a football match, what's your favourite venue? Where will you go?
Oh, for me, it's not a big thing of mine. Being an Oldham Athletic fan, there's not often we get on the box. So what would mainly be for me will be England at tournaments. Jack's is obviously always a good one, good sporting venue. 1886 is nice and big and spread out, and lots of screens in there. Some good. Front porch is good as well for a smaller venue. It's another good new venue, but they're all good. But as I say, the Pinewood, they've got the football on in there. It's really, really good to see. Watched the first half of the England game last week before the FC Isle of Man game.
Oh, so you're an England sufferer like myself?
Yes. I've been following England since I was a child. I've went to the England-Germany game in the Euros at Wembley in 2021. What a day, the 2-0 with
oh yes, yeah.
Superb day.
Redemption.
Yeah, it was obviously it come just after the slowing down of the lockdowns, etc., and not seeing some friends for so long, not leaving the island for a year and a half, not beating Germany in a major tournament, knockout game since the World Cup final. It was a magical day. So next year, hopefully, we can go all the way and win the Euros in Germany.
Well, okay, the World Cup was painful.
It was. It's different because some England fans tend to not be that much of an England fan because they're more of a Manchester United, Liverpool fan, etc., and it's not their thing. But I find usually for the lower league clubs, they're more into their national team. So I get a lot more ribbing for England results than some of my friends who casually support England.
Yeah, maybe one day,
Yeah, hopefully one day next year. I'm planning to go to the Euros next year, so hopefully it'll be a good trip, regardless of the result.
To Germany?
Yes.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, I went to Germany 2006 for the World Cup.
Really?
Which is absolutely fantastic.
How did England do in that one? I can't remember.
Knocked out in the quarter-finals against Portugal.
Oh, penalty.
Penalties,
Oh,
yes.
and the
2 years in a row.
No.
That wasn't the Beckham
No.
miss. That was
No.
Darius Vassell off the top of my head. I'm not sure.
God.
But it was, yes. It was the one where
Yeah.
Rooney got sent off.
Oh, Ronaldo's cheeky.
The wink, yes.
Oh dear me, the pain. But
Yeah, good times.
I would imagine that.
Oh,
here we go.
Simon.
Go on, have a go. Yes.
I think he held on to that a bit too long.
Yeah.
Definitely can tell he's rusty.
Yeah.
It's his first game for a few years now.
Looks like he's come out of.
Yeah, it looks
He's
like
hiding.
we put him in a box a few years ago and we've just dug him out to play today.
Yeah. Number 5. So Simon
Taylor.
Simon Taylor, beard of the year. There you go. Check that out.
The more we go into this game, more I'm enjoying the referee performance. A couple of instances, one just here on this near side and one over there. You can see he's explaining every decision he's making. He's demonstrating what the problem was, and he's getting no back chat because people respect that.
He just seems to be on it, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
On it, and that is Callum Raby. And if you need plastering, he's your man. He is your man.
Brian Tongue with the in-swinging free kick, and it's gone out for a corner. So Brian Tongue, our left winging there, captain for the day. Been with the club a long time. This is his 10th season at the club. So fair play to Brian. Good club stalwart. Dangerous with his left foot. If he can unleash a shot, and it's one of his good ones, he can score a screamer.
Well, it's a chance for Douglas to get back into the game.
Another corner there.
Corner.
Yeah, Joe Lewis there, number 6 central midfielder for us. He, when he found out I was going to be joining you in the commentary booth, he said I needed to refer to him as superstar centre midfielder.
Superstar.
So I'll let the viewers decide if they agree with that assessment, but that is from Joe himself, so hopefully he proves that now by pulling one back for D&D.
Yeah, please put your comments in the box if you agree with the self-appointed adulation, if that is quite appropriate for this game so far.
Yes.
I'm not quite made aware, really, of this particular rating.
Yeah, sometimes he's hard to pin down, Joe. Sometimes he looks like a bit of a workhorse central midfielder who puts his foot in, and sometimes he genuinely looks like he's going to turn into Maradona, and I can't explain it.
That could be.
That
could be a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm not talking about his footballing ability. Let's not talk about his off the field antics. But yeah, Joe scored a fantastic goal away at Governors. I think it was last season, and he had his inner Maradona for that one. Simon Taylor with a big clearance, which has become his trademark over the years. Good to see he hasn't lost the ability to absolutely welly it when it's needed or when it's not.
Well, I'm pleased to say the technology is up to scratch. Everything's going great so far on this broadcast from the Hartford Homes Tower at Castletown Metropolitan Stadium.
What a setup this is as well. It's the envy of any club on the Isle of Man. It's absolutely fantastic.
Well,
you should be all very proud of yourselves.
Well, what I like to see is that some of the other teams are heading into the digital age, and now there is quite a bit of media, a bit of live streaming, a bit of camera work. Hattie, of course, Hattie,
the legend,
is the proponent of the Manx footy community, and I've been catching, what is it, up front Manx footy or something?
Yeah, Dean Turton's doing that.
Yeah.
The effort he puts into that is also unbelievable. He's been in touch with me a few times about bits and bobs and pre-season predictions. I think I did have Castletown to go up this season in my predictions. So, yeah, Dean, again, the work he's outputting is brilliant as well. So long may it continue.
Imagine if we all combined forces and then got a TV studio. Imagine that.
That would be nice. It'd be good having like a soccer Saturday with various ex-players and pundits and, more coverage via local media as well. Obviously the that had gone for me, but he's explained himself again, so you can't Can't knock it.
It was good to keep the game going.
Yes. That's blue ball if it goes. But is he?
There we go.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, he's on the ball. Then
Yeah, I think that definitely gone by Horsfield, marauding down the left wing there. He'll probably be glad of the break, to be honest. 40 years old, Glenn Horsfield, Masters manager, playing again tomorrow against Douglas Royal, I expect.
That's quite a bonnet he's got there, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's a very nice way of putting it. Yeah, it's not a haircut I'd go for.
Charlie Palmer. Pressing ahead now, Castletown. Interception. Oh, back in play though. Not quite getting the ball over there.
Good block there by Dave Allen, covering for Horsfield there after his run down the left-hand side. Was that me?
No, it's too hard.
I was going to say, I said that fairly quietly.
Total build man who's obviously
okay.
Keen supporter of Castletown, vocalising from the touchlines. There we go, Cardi.
Oh. Joe Lewis, our superstar centre midfielder, in quote marks, trying to get the block in there, but not getting close enough.
So there we had it. We had the referee just giving some advice to one of these spectators.
Yes.
About we know the ball went out, and I think it's just keeping that temperament, because quite often the aggravation begins from the sidelines. It
does, yeah. And again, with each passing moment, the more I'm growing into this referee, I thought that was a good little bit of action, wasn't it? You see what I mean about Maradona?
Did you see
there?
that?
Did you see?
Did you see? Hang on, make a note of the time. 37 minutes.
Yeah. Joe Lewis sometimes...
Oh, here we go. Ooh.
Joe Lewis sometimes looks like Maradona.
Blimey.
Sometimes he doesn't.
You know what we're going to do? We're going to screen record that. And there'll be thousands of plays from his own phone, won't there? He'll be watching that over and over
on a
again.
loop and saying, look at this, he'll be out tonight showing everyone.
Yep. That's fun. That was very clever, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Harry Hinks.
He's got that in his locker sometimes. Yeah. It's he's hard to describe as a player, but once he gets going and when he's having a good game, he can be the best player on the pitch. But it's getting that consistency out of him. But he always works hard.
Well, we were having a go at him before about his self-titled, footballing prowess, and
superb tackle there by Horsfield, just hooking it back. Big fan of that type of tackle, not just clearing the danger but keeping possession as well, and obviously Dave Allen clearing up the mess as well, so well done to them too.
Good bit of experience there, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it's a good little combination on that left hand side. I think Allen, who is I think he started as left back, he's a left footed defender, he can play central or full back, and Horsfield, although he's right-footed, usually plays left-back or in the centre, so I think there's a bit of chopping and changing between them two there.
Field. Opening up Cardi. Just the ball a little bit ambitious there for Danny Lane. So it's kind of just settled down a bit now. Douglas have eased into the game a little bit, stopped that onslaught.
Yes, looking a little bit better. I think we need to get a bit of sustained possession or test the keeper, etc. But a couple of corners here and there is obviously going to help build up that confidence. But we need to get on the ball, get a couple of passes going, get a good tackle in, test this keeper, give Castletown something to think about, because they're looking comfortable. But we look like if we do spring into
one goal, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's 1 goal.
2 goals, isn't it?
No, but if they get one goal back,
yes.
then it's within reach. Charlie Palmer.
I see what you mean.
Just nice play from Palmer. Danny Lane, there he is, just weaving around 3 players, trying to find Cardi.
Covered by Taylor again there.
And what's going on there?
Foul. Again, no complaints from either set of players. No. Just getting on with it.
That was our downfall last year. We were primed for promotion, and then we just had these games where discipline got the better of us. There were sending offs.
Yeah.
We lost Greg Radcliffe, who's a key player really. and Nathan Cardy, and I think we had some other players who were disciplined and suspended, and that was it really. We were all ready to get promoted, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, it's a shame. Obviously, fair play to the two clubs that did get promoted, but I feel personally, I think Castletown have been in this league too long. I know Castletown, I'd say 6 to 7 years ago, really had struggles, really difficult season, still putting a combi out every week. I remember we came down here and won 9-0 once, and that's unheard of for D&D to come away at Castletown and win 9-0. I think they'd only been relegated the year before as well, so it's good to see the club
the Phoenix
growing back, because I think it's such a good setup down here.
Danny Lane, he's got players all around him. No problem for him though. Oh, that's going to be
a foul. See, that's the other side of his Maradona there.
Yes, the inner Maradona.
the petulance of the man. Sometimes has disagreements with referees, which not aggressive, just unnecessary, and ends up getting himself in the book or a red card for just questioning things too often.
What's the backstory with him?
He joined us 2012, 17-year-old. He was a terrier. He worked really hard, played at fullback, played for a Cal Cup team. Moved to Australia, came back, played for the club again, went to Douglas Athletic for a couple of years, and he's back with us now. But yeah, as I say, it's a very interesting player.
Yeah.
If you see him at training, sometimes he's an absolute world beater, and then in some games he can dominate, in some games he doesn't. But to be fair, this is why players play Manx football, Combi 2, because if they were consistently brilliant, they'd be playing at a much higher level, wouldn't they?
So he's been down under, came back.
Yep. Poor turn there by Horsfield. Be disappointed with himself. Yeah, but Joe Lewis, he's seen the world, and he looks like he has, doesn't he?
He does. He could be a character out of Game of Thrones, couldn't he?
He has a nice steely glare, doesn't he?
Yeah, the Annihilator or something. I don't know.
Yes,
So,
he has annihilated a few people on football pitches as well.
Charlie, go Charlie.
oh, sure. This guy Ben Shaw, he is at uni. Here we go. It's an open.
Poor again.
Yeah, Ben
Needs to
Shaw,
get
class. Just before he went to uni, he was on fire. He was very skillful.
Excellent ball that over the top. Difficult ball to do, dropping it over the centre back, in between the centre back and the full back, especially with the wind coming towards us. Bit of backspin. So lovely ball that. They'd be disappointed they didn't finish that off. Another good turn by our central midfielders that has led to nothing again.
All I'm doing is looking at your man here. Look at him.
Is that all you can watch now? You can't take your eyes off
the
him.
camera's just drawn to him now. Lewis Cam.
It's what he wants. He wants the spotlight. He wants the limelight.
The ball's finding him.
Yes, it is. Yes. Need to get number 10, our signing from Jamaica this year. Need to get him on the ball more. If we can get him on the ball more, he is a presence. He can carry the ball well. He's strong. He can hit a ball. If he gets down the line, he can hit it with both feet. So if we can get him into attacking areas, he could cause some problems.
Tipped over the bar by Armstrong there.
Good save again by Armstrong there. I don't know if he's collided with the post slightly. Looks okay, so I don't think it's too bad. But yes, another good save by Armstrong.
That's Ben Shaw again. So our new signing number 10, what's his name again?
Daniel Hoyes.
Daniel Hoyes. So he needs to I think he needs to be a little bit more central. That's where the action seems to be.
Yeah, he's moved around in his positioning throughout his games. I mean, we're obviously only third game of the season, but he's played out wide, he's played through the middle, he's played in midfield. So he's yet to nail down a regular position. But I think he can do a job in any of those positions, but just needs to get the ball and get the ball to his feet. And he can impact games. He had a good pre-season, scored a few goals as well, so hoping for big things for him.
Excellent. Sure, just got a bit of time.
Lovely
feeding the
touch
ball.
Away by Allen again. Good defending. Need to get tighter here.
I think we're going to be coming up to half time soon.
Should be. It's flown by, hasn't it? Time flies when you're having fun. Apart from the 2-0. Hopefully some of Daniel's family have watching from Jamaica.
Now
That would
then.
be fantastic
Yes.
if they were. He was
Yeah.
asking me about the stream before, so I told him to check out your Facebook page.
Brilliant. Oh, well, hello out to Jamaica. Fantastic. It's great to hear that, because we had Edson last year, our Brazilian
yeah, from
guy.
Brazil, yes.
Yeah. It was lovely to note that his family were tuning in. And Edson, if you're watching from, I think he's in Bahrain maybe now.
Wow.
I think he's out there, and I think the brother is back in Brazil. So watch out for those red-bellied piranhas. I was watching some stuff. They're fierce little things, they are.
Well, they sound it, yeah.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah, check that out.
It's funny
Oh.
how when you've got
What a
again
shot
by
there.
Armstrong, it was right at him, but obviously he
What a
stood
shot.
strong.
That was good.
It's funny with players from other countries, you automatically think they're going to be a player of that national team,
Yeah.
don't you? So if it's a Brazilian, you're like,
Yeah.
he's going to be like Ronaldinho, or he's going to have a lot of flair. But no one says that about English players, do they? They're not
No,
gonna
you're
say,
right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, if an English player signed for a Jamaican team, they're not going to think he's Paul Gascoigne, are they? Unless it was Joe Lewis, of course.
Oh, good play from field there. Is he going to get to
Harry
that?
Stoll there.
Hello.
Didn't make the tackle. He looks
My word,
disappointed
go on
in
all the
himself.
way, all the way. Hello. What
Oh.
a play.
Great
What a play.
Great pass in behind the defence. Stoll will be disappointed. He has played right back a number of times, but he does prefer to play into midfield. He's another one that's been with us for a few years. Harry joined us 2017 as a 16, maybe 17-year-old. Slowly worked his way up. He's played a bit of first team recently as well, so good to see progression for a player who's been with us that long now.
I
And
like
he's still
it.
only 23.
I like it. You've got a fantastic recall for detail. It's almost like the recall that a female has. Really incredible.
Yeah, well, anyone who knows me will know I'm big on statistics and what's happened when and who's done what. So I'm sure
Pub quiz.
I'm sure there'll be some people. Oh, if there's pub quizzes about D&D and Oldham Athletic, I'd do pretty decent, I think. But yeah, I think some people listening to the stream will probably be laughing, knowing that I'd come prepared, knowing bits and bobs about all the players.
There should be an Isle of Man football mastermind. Because
Oh, that'd be
we've got
good.
Patty Quinney, who's our
Yes.
chairman, who compiles the programme for the first team games, and it's a stat attack
Yes.
of all the data that you need.
Big fan of Patty. For anyone who doesn't know who I am, who's listening from the Castletown side of things, I'm basically D&D's Patty. So yes, I've had a lot of exchanges with Patty over the years. We arranged the friendlies this summer. Yeah, can't speak highly enough about him. Great guy.
Absolutely, and we have to thank Patty and the officials of all the clubs for holding this all together. So that's it. It's half time. The Castletown team are going to be wandering, sucking their oranges with glee. What's the team talk going to be like for D&D?
I think we need to up it. And to be fair to Castletown, I think they haven't particularly, been pressing that much. They're playing really well, but I think they could up it a gear as well, which is a little bit worrying. But I know there's performances in our lads that they are not going to be happy with. But if we start the second half well, get a goal back, who knows? Got 3 subs as well that can potentially be brought on to make a difference. So fingers crossed it's not going to be more of the same for us second half.
Well, what we'll do, we'll just take a break. We'll go and get a cup of tea. We've got our refreshments team in action, and we'll catch up. So that was excellent. Great first half.
Thank you.
Where do you work?
I work for ShopRite. I work in the IT department.
You work for ShopRite?
Yes.
Oh, great. Andy Cogan.
Yes, I know Andrew. Know him well. Go on, lads. Give me something. Come on. What? Give me something. I'm feeding off scraps with Joe Lewis. Hey.
I was listening to that, Dave.
Enjoy that?
Absolutely amazing.
I knew you'd be tuned.
I was tuned right in there, Dave. Look, we need speakers. I can't hear him. I'm like, Dave, wave it to him.
Yeah, I've not got my phone on or anything. I'm texting. Just listening on, aren't you? You can watch it again and again and again.
Save this and save those.
It's brilliant. The podcast is alright.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Oh, we're back. Now, I'd love the half time to be a little bit longer. The queue was out the door for the sausage roll and cup of tea in the official Castletown mug, and the delicacy served up beautifully by the ladies who are in that kitchen. It's almost like an a la carte sausage roll. Have you eaten yours?
I just slammed it down. Yeah.
My God, that's about...
I saw the lads coming out and panicked. So
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever eaten a sausage roll as quickly and as uncomfortably as I just have.
Well, I'm feeling a bit flaky, and I've got pastries like plastered.
If I'd known the ref was going to have a little break longer than the players, I might have slowed down a bit. But fair play to him, he deserves a break. He's had a very good half.
Yeah, I think if there's a man of the match so far, it's a ref.
Yes. Definitely one that's not wearing a red shirt anyway.
So when you have man of the match or player awards and things like that, how do you work that?
It's a bugbear of mine. Because I'm a traditionalist, I like us to just have one man of the match per game. Sounds feasible, yes? But occasionally our managers, because we get our managers to pick the man of the match, because what we used to do is we'd say to the players, who do you think was man of the match? And we'd go around the room. But generally what would happen is I'd go, who do you reckon man of the match? And they'd go,
no,
I reckon Joe Lewis. And then they'd all go, yeah, it's Joe Lewis. And that was what had happened. So
Yeah,
basically whoever
yeah,
spoke
yeah.
first got man of the match. So I said, no, just get the managers to pick. So, and I've told them to promise me one man of the match per game. But we've had games when we get beat 6-0 and we give 2 man of the matches. We have games where we concede 10 and give the keeper and the defender man of the match. But hopefully, so far so good, 1 man of the match per team per game.
It should be really just down to one or a panel, but not the players, because you're making those votes, then you can kind of make someone a little bit miffed.
Yeah.
Who's put in the effort, who's put in a great shift, and they think, hang on a minute.
Yeah. When I managed us, and I managed our first combi game of the season because the manager was away, I will ask the lads for a bit of feedback, input in the dressing room, but I will know my winner in my head beforehand, so it's just sort of backs up, or you maybe explain yourself a bit better if it's not anyone's mentioned. But yeah, I like to think I'm a reasonable judge of performance, so it was went down reasonably well after the first game. But the man of the match from our first game and our second game for the combi, neither of them are playing today. First one was Ben Hall, excellent against Malou, got a goal, unavailable today. And Paul Surgeon, who is one of our veteran players, he was just helping out last week because we were short. Obviously, man of the match in a drubbing might not be much to rave about, but he still got it. And but he'll be playing tomorrow for the Masters against Douglas Royal at the Bowl.
Well, Castletown have gone up to a new level. They've got sponsors for man of the match.
Yes, I've seen that. That's excellent.
So, one of them is Sidings, a £40 meal for 2 plus drinks. Leonardo, £50 meals. S&S, I think it's car wash vouchers galore. Haldane Fisher, the Rush Inn, Victoria Grill.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm always trying to pinch and piece together bits from other clubs that I think work well to try and implement them at our club. So yeah, that's something that we could look into in the future.
Adds a bit of spice to it, but could it, the judges be swayed? Here he comes.
Yes, potentially.
Look at that.
If there was a presentation for D&D Man of the Match today, would they all just want a photo with Joe Lewis? So regardless of a performance, they'd pick him anyway. It's a bit like in the World Cup.
Sure.
Good save by Armstrong again. Good strong hand down to his right there. He's through bodies as well, so he would have seen that late. So an excellent save in my opinion.
And that was Shaw let loose. So maybe Gary is the standing manager because Michael is away. So we've got the two Sainsburys. The brothers are the first team and combi team managers. Did you know that?
I did know that. I know of Gary.
Yeah.
He's obviously been with Castletown a long time, hasn't he?
He has, but they're really quite chalk and cheese,
Okay.
They are. I think Gary's what can I say? A little bit more dark and inward and scary. you know. Whereas Michael's like he's got the big face, hasn't he, and the big
Yes,
smile.
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So it's two contrasting styles, and obviously working well because
Good cop back.
we've got good teams. Yeah, that's it. That is it.
Yeah, there's a lot of brothers in Manx football, isn't there? We've got or had a few over the years. We've had father and son playing for us as well over the years.
Yeah.
Brian Tongue, number 11, the captain for us today. His brother Henry Tongue is also a player for us. Got Combi Most Improved Player last season. He's not in the squad today. I'm not sure if he's actually playing this season, but he's still registered.
Didn't we have a team? Was it Jim's? Had about 4 generations.
Yes, yeah, that was brilliant. The Gartlands.
Yeah.
They had. I'm unsure what the makeup was of the Gartlands, but yeah, there was a few.
Did
of
they
them.
have to have a pram on the
Yeah.
pitch?
It was a
is that
great pre-match.
Johnny Gart.
John Gartland, the
Yeah.
referee, right? Popeye as well.
Yeah.
Carl Gartland. All the Gartlands basically.
Mm.
Mark Quirk down for us there, number 9. Our striker. Anyone watching this will know he is not injured. He's a bit like the boy who cried wolf. He'll go down,
Is he?
and what I used to do when I was combi manager, I'd shout for the ref to sub him off straight away, and he'd get up immediately. But he wants a bit of limelight. He wants people to
Yeah.
think he's putting it in. He's a grafter. He's playing on with his injury.
Yeah.
But one of these days, he's actually going to get
Yeah.
injured, and no one's going to come to his rescue.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to that.
So this limp is totally theatrical.
I cannot confirm, obviously, but if
Yeah.
I had to bet, and there was something significant at stake, I would say Mark Quirk will come back on, and you'll see him running normally in about 3 minutes'
So
time.
he could forget which leg is sore.
He could, yeah.
He
If,
could.
if the ball comes to him on that foot and he has a shot with it, we might have to call him out on it. But anyway, get well soon, Quirky.
So we're not having the whip round yet for
No.
the career ending.
No, not at all. That's got to be a blue ball.
Yeah.
Yes, good decision again by the referee. Talking about the referee a lot, aren't we? It's really good to see.
It is. Well, he seems agile, and he's not like some pudding lolloping around, missing everything. You know.
Pudding is a good word.
You know. We've seen him
Yes.
back in the day. But if you do fancy being a ref, this lad, like Callum Raby, I've got to arch my back just to remember his name because he's got his van. Callum Raby plastering 224-289. If you need your walls skimmed, he's your man.
He's our man. We look like we've had a change at half time for us. And I'm just looking around the team, and yes. So Glenn Horsfield, our 40-year-old Masters manager / defender, has seemingly come off. And Curtis Davey has come on the left wing for us. He's only 19. It was his 19th birthday on Thursday. So happy birthday, Curtis. He joined in the summer. So this is his 3rd game for the club. Good prospect for the future. He's looked good in flashes. So let's see if we can get something out of him today. So that's forced Brian Tongue, the skipper, to move back to left back, a position he's very comfortable in as well.
So where's Curtis now? What number is he?
Number 15. He's on the far side. He has looked bright in flashes, but obviously with any 19-year-old, a few games into their new club at first game senior football,
Yeah.
we can't expect the world straight away.
I do wonder, someone who's 19 and they're called Curtis, what was the inspiration for that name? What could it have been?
Curtis.
Were their parents, were they like music fans? Curtis Mayfield, are they pretty cool? Or maybe they're into golf, Curtis Strange.
Trying to think of other Curtises now.
Curtis.
Can only think of Curtis Alexander from Dream Team of Harchester United fame, but that's my particular
I
bag.
never watched that.
Oh, Jed, you missed out.
I need to tune in, do I?
Well, not anymore. It's been off for 15 years or whatever.
Oh, right.
Maybe on YouTube.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Be a strange one, but you never know. So
here we
after
go.
me
there's a bit of a
talking
tangle.
so disparagingly about Mark Quirk's feigned injury, he has been substituted. He's been substituted. But the jury's still out. If he could come back on, it is rolling sub. So if he comes back on, my apology will be rescinded.
Yeah.
But yeah, so replacing him, number 14, Dominic Quirk, who is, I think, he's Mark's cousin.
Right.
Yeah, so joined us 2020, 29 years old, left-footed, usually a winger. Looks like he's playing through the middle now, but he's fast, very fast. We went on tour to Benidorm.
You are kidding?
No, a couple of months ago, so would it have been July, went on tour to Benidorm, played a team in Spain, and Dom Quirk scored our first ever goal in Europe. It was about 1 minute into the game, picked the ball up, turned, absolutely smashed it in.
Yeah.
Great start, so well done, Dom.
I bet there were plenty of things getting smashed in Benidorm.
Yes, it's nice the plane flies over when we're talking about Benidorm as well.
So, I think that's wonderful, because we were talking about going to Morecambe or something on a football trip, you know. But Benidorm,
Yeah, it's to be fair, it's one of, if not the unique selling point of the club. We've gone away at the end of every season, apart from one of the COVID years, because obviously we actually did a tour on the Isle of Man as well, and stayed in the Premier Inn and went out on the karaoke bus and this, that, and the other, just to try and get the feel for it when we were trapped on the island. But yeah, so every year we go away somewhere. Usually it is somewhere in the UK, but this year we went up a notch and went to Benidorm. We were actually supposed to go in 2020, but obviously because of COVID that got cancelled, so delayed, and then so Benidorm this year, went away, went to the water park, had a bar crawl, had a football match.
just the one
had a great
football
time.
match.
Just the one, yeah. So we travelled away. I think it was the Thursday morning to Manchester. Flew out to Benidorm Thursday morning. We played on the Saturday, and I think it was 6-3 we lost in the end.
Yeah.
We started well, but we tired it was midday in Benidorm. And the lads we played, called FC Orangi,
so it wasn't like the Winchester Arms team or something like that.
I mean, they all went to a pub afterwards, but you know,
But you know what I
which
mean.
team doesn't? But they had a mix of like young, old players. They had some really good players, a mix of nationalities as well, as you'd expect. There was some British players in there, some Dutch players, Spanish players. It was just a great day. Everyone loved it. The referee had a great time as well. We had a few drinks afterwards. Great day.
But it kind of softens the blow for anyone that's got to justify. Oh, Lane what a save!
Another good save by Armstrong.
What a save!
He shouldn't be having to make this many saves. He's bailed us out 3 or 4 times now with excellent saves, and we're just not getting tight. You know, you need to pick up your danger men. You need people talking in the area. No one's getting picked up early enough.
He's going to be screen recording that and watching that all day long. That was fantastic. That was. Boom.
Gone.
So the trip to Benidorm, but you'd say, look, it's for football. It's European football.
Yes,
it's an opportunity not to be missed.
Yeah, when we go away, and as I say, we usually do somewhere in the UK. So we've played matches in Sheffield and Newcastle and York and Leeds and all over the place. And the lads all make out, oh God, we've got to play football. Oh, he's gone down a bit early, Armstrong. Yes.
Oh,
good finish.
That was rather sweet, wasn't it? That was a touch of Ronaldo, wasn't it?
Very,
really?
very confident.
Lovely.
He sat Armstrong down, and I didn't think he'd shoot from that angle, but excellent finish.
Carney, you're a legend. You're becoming a legend. You're becoming a screen icon. The camera is focused, and it's going absolutely crazy with this. I don't know, demonstration of sublime skill from the wee lad.
I think. Asking about the stream.
What? It's working. Yeah. Yeah. Always, that's it, we're on. Yep.
We're on, yeah. So Smith's got the ball here. Good to see him back playing football. Good ball into Hoyes, and really needs to get involved in the game. Poor touch.
He's played so well. Danny Lane just cut out the game there. Here he is.
Tyler Lewis, yes, wins the ball back. Goes down too easily.
Lane looking to...
Good turn there by Simon Taylor.
Very good.
He's done too much though. He's won it back again. But he wouldn't need to do that tackle. Let's not give him too much praise for making a recovery tackle after losing the ball originally. good player, Simon. He started as a combi player and in our Cal Cup team, worked his way up, and when he stopped playing a few years ago, he was a first team regular at that time. Looked a bit of a rough challenge that by Lewis.
Yeah, I think he was just outmanoeuvred. I think was the
It's a kind way of putting it, yeah.
was the word. It's a great camera angle, isn't it? From here now, we got a good line of sight. Castletown feeling confident now, aren't they?
Yes,
You can see it.
I think our heads have dropped a little bit with that fourth goal. Obviously, we've had a couple of quick changes as well in personnel for us. Hopefully, that'll make things better, give us fresher legs, but
Yeah.
we will see.
Well, he's good hands.
Good enough. Yeah, it was a tricky one, judging that with the wind and the way it was coming around the defence and the attack, but he dealt with it. Yeah, it's gone a little bit flat for us now. Really need something to reignite the team. A goal, a shot, something.
Something, yeah. We've not really, we're not going to be crawling up that A5 road with much at this rate.
No.
Nothing really. I mean, there's been nothing obviously bad, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I'm not pinpointing individual players and thinking he's had a shocker or if this hadn't happened. Just a little bit sloppy in phases, really, and which just led to us losing the ball and then not winning the ball back quickly enough. But to be fair to Castletown as well, some excellent play, some great balls and good finishing.
I think really this team that you're up against, I think they're just a bit quicker, fitter.
Yes.
And there's some shining lights as well, and I think we'll leave it.
There's some excellent players in this team. Nathan Cardy for one.
Yeah.
He was playing for FC Isle of Man, wasn't he, as well?
He was, yeah.
FC Isle of Man, North West Counties League in combination 2, and then Joe Lewis. So
yeah, Joe, he's a phenomenon. My eyes are just drawn to number 6.
I didn't expect he'd get this much airtime, but we're sort of
But
these things
he's
happen.
reading the game, isn't he?
Yes.
Totally. He's like mind. It's like a supercomputer.
Yes.
Isn't it? Here we go. Field. Now he might have. Oh, that's a great little ball for Lane, and Lane just tees it up and just floats it over the bar.
Good little turn inside there and pass. But as I'm not trying to make excuses, but as I mentioned, any team with 18 players missing, regardless of quality, and obviously first team being off, as I mentioned, we drafted in 2 or 3 players this morning who were replacing players that aren't playing. They're players that play masters, and they were just playing to help out. So that's offside. So yeah, it's a credit we've got the game on, to be honest. Because a lot of games are walkovers these days, aren't they? So it's something. As much as we're obviously looking like we're going to get beat today, there might be something of memory for someone. Someone scores a good goal, does something good that they'll turn back and remember. And if for games that are walkovers, you don't have any of those moments. Like Darren's made a number of good saves today. He'll hopefully look back on this game fondly, and we can watch Joe Lewis's little turn on YouTube as well.
Well, we'll have to dig that one out. Shaw is battling for the ball, and he's got possession. A bit of time to float it over. Oh,
you can see that. You can see that wind, can't you? Coming this way, and that curl there. Yeah. It's definitely having an effect. But it's coming towards us, isn't it? The wind.
Yeah.
So it's not going one way or the other.
So we're just coming to midway through September. Nice drawing in, just a bit of a nip in the air now. Can you believe it won't be long before it's that the C word, isn't it?
Yes. Well, there's a little bit to go between now and then, but when you start ticking them off, if kids have half term, then you have Halloween and bonfire night, and then it's basically the run down to Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah. If I was in like my local supermarket, what's like the first Christmas gift I'm going to see? Oh dear.
in ShopRite, for
Oh,
example.
okay, I don't know. Anyway, where am I looking?
In
for?
ShopRite in Castletown, obviously you'd get
Yeah.
all your Christmassy needs.
Oh yeah.
Gift-wise and obviously grocery. I'm sure there will be some stuff starting appearing on the shelves soon, with it
Yeah.
being the nature of retail, advent calendars, etc. And there'll be the odd.
Selection box.
Yes,
Is that-
yes.
I suppose that's the one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there a time where, if you're involved in the world of retail, where you go, right, it's October the 6th, it's selection box on the shelf day. Does it work like that, do you think?
Well, I'm sure our buying department for ShopRite,
Yeah.
they get them out on the shelves as soon as they can get them in from the suppliers. So
Yeah.
yeah, but everyone loves a selection box at any time of year, don't they?
Oh,
It's like
well, yeah.
it's like Easter eggs and mini eggs and Cadbury's cream eggs. Everyone wants them year round, but they hold them off from.
I know, but it's the same old thing, you know. You get one of these eggs in your hand and you think it's smaller. It's like most things in life.
Good little play by D&D here. Good little flick by Daniel Hoyes. Good play by Brian Tung on the left-hand side as well, but it's come to nothing. Curtis Davey, the young 19-year-old winger, getting involved as well, and Dom Quirk. I think it was him that was offside, which broke down the attack, but some shoots of promise finally.
Yes, something that they managed to venture.
Yeah, something for me to talk about. Other than, I'm not going to say his name again.
Yeah.
You know who he is.
Yes. Oh, here we
Here's
go.
Daniel Hoyes.
Go on, chance.
Has he put it in? Yes!
Oh!
Excellent finish by Daniel
There we go.
Hoyes. The Jamaican, excellent
Oh,
finish.
a new player.
Yeah.
There we go.
28 years old, his third game for the club and his second goal. He's been starved of the ball, and I did say if we can get him on the ball, we can make things happen. That's an excellent finish, and I'd be really pleased that was caught on camera.
And that's it. Scoreboard 4-1. Congratulations. That's fantastic. Lovely.
Yes, got something to cheer about.
Beautifully weighted.
I did think it was just going to end up on the other side
Yeah.
of the crossbar, but
Yeah.
obviously difficult to judge from this angle, but superb finish.
Cardi, has he got it? Oh no. Oh, that is out of play.
He's popped the ball, Jed.
Has he?
He's kicked it against that.
Really?
Yes. The ref said, Jed,
It's that contraption.
he was bringing the ball back on as if to take the throw in,
Yeah.
and then the ref said, check that ball, and he said it's popped and put it on the floor.
Skills from the ref. So we've got a good turnout. Right, I'm looking around the ground. We've got quite a few people pop down.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
a few D&D
Yeah.
heads over there. Shout out to Daniel Kinley and Chanel and their son Cameron. First team assistant manager Andrew Dosser.
Oh,
What a finish.
I'll tell you what. I'm looking forward to watching that replay. Delightful.
There's been some really good finishing, hasn't there? As I say, as much as D&D haven't been at their best nowhere near, there has been some excellent play by Castletown.
Well, you know, let's hope it's going to mean some promise for promotion in this year.
Yes.
I think last year, you know, St Mary's we had that final, didn't we?
Yes.
And we're 2-1 up with only minutes to go, and lost 3-2. I think was it Frank Jones?
Yes, the St Mary's. We were one of the only teams to take points off St Mary's last year, which you wouldn't expect. But we got a 2-2 draw early in the season. Gave us a bit of promise. Obviously, didn't result in too much for them because obviously they went up as champions. But yeah, it was a good point for us.
Who's the most difficult team you get to play?
Oh, ever or this season?
Say we'll talk about the league. The league matches. Obviously, if you get a cup match, you get some
Well,
matches.
the worst team I played against was the season. I think it would have been 2010-2011, St John's, when they were in the second division,
yeah.
and they had Nick Hurt, Andy Glover, Stephen Glover, Mark
Yeah.
Wolfenden, Chaddy. Really, really good team. And dragged it wide. So we played them, and I think they won every game, scored 150 goals or whatever. That was the best Division 2 side I've faced. I was playing right back that day, and Andy Glover absolutely tore me to shreds. I said before the game we were down on players. We only had 11 men, no subs, up against it. Obviously difficult if I'm playing first team. And I said to the lads, if we can keep this under 10, I'll get a tattoo of Douglas and District's badge. Half time, it was 0-0.
Oh, crikey.
But we got a man sent off, and it finished 10-0.
Oh, blimey.
And
it wasn't like an own goal from yourself,
well,
was it?
It's not far off. It wasn't me. Our goalkeeper, Darren Armstrong, as I mentioned, he used to play outfield. He actually, for the 9th, not the 10th, but it's still funny, he scored half volley into the top corner as an own goal.
Oh.
Trying to clear it.
Oh, right.
And that made it 9.
Oh, hello.
It's another good finish. Almost as good as
Sweet.
Darren's own goal all those years ago.
Beautifully placed.
We're just not getting tight enough. They're moving the ball too quickly. If they're getting the ball into that front part of the pitch, they're just playing one-touch passes and cutting out our defenders. We're just not quick enough to react. Not getting tight enough. Not getting in front of the man when the ball's coming in. We're just standing off, and we need to get a foot in.
I think when you look at the team now, you look at the way they're kind of just standing around waiting to be brutalised.
Yes.
I think that is it, and almost they're thinking about the bus ride home.
Yeah. As I say, I think that the first goal in the second half, I think it took the not that we had much wind in our sails, but took it out of us anyway.
Yeah.
But Daniel's goal gave us, something to cheer about.
Yeah. Who's your number 8 there? He's
Number 8, Tom Varney, central midfielder. He's another who's eligible for veterans. I don't think he's playing tomorrow. 36 years old. Been with us since 2020. Formerly the Conwy Most Improved Player of the Year. Not last year, year before. He's a player who he's defensive midfielder. He wins the ball back. He can hit a pass. Occasionally scores a good goal. Scored a very good goal first game of the season against Malou.
And how old is he?
36.
36.
Yes.
That's.
So we've got another substitution here.
I wouldn't want to be like a witness, and they're saying this guy. How old do you think he was?
How old do I think he is?
No, but if someone asked me,
Yeah. So I take it you wouldn't be saying 36?
yeah,
Younger?
well, no,
We'll
but
just leave it at that.
maybe he's got the senior disposition for the team.
Yes.
I think like the fatherly figure.
Yes, we've
That's
had a few of them over the years.
Oh, here it is.
Good play there. So we've made another substitution. I'll need to double check who's come off, but coming on is number 12, left back Lee Quirk. It's his first game of the season. Joined us in 2018. 34 years old, so nearly eligible for Masters. And who am I seeing that has not come off? I can see Quirk. I can see Horsfield.
Oh, Lewis is on the ball. Pass back.
So
Oh, here we go.
here's Hoyt again. Nope, just couldn't get there in time. So it is William Smith who's come off for Lee Quirk. So his first game back after not playing for a few years. He'll be glad to get some minutes under his belt. The little combination we had there of 6 and 5, Lewis and Simon Taylor, they both joined us from Corinthians when they were 17. There was a scutch of players who turned eligible for seniors at Corinthians and they weren't going to get a sniff there. So we were the beneficiaries of quite a few of them. I think about 10 joined in the end, but only a few have stuck around. But we've got loads of game time and out of those lads. So really good lads. So good to see those two back playing together. Oh, members of our Cal Cup team in 2013 and 2015. Looked like he landed awkwardly there, tongue on the ball. Saw back.
Doesn't give up, does he?
No, yeah, he keeps going. He's the sometimes, or mainly by me, labelled the unfittest fit man in the world. You think he's fit and athletic, look at him, he goes to the gym, but sometimes he's behind some of the, what you'd imagine, are less than fitter lads. But to be fair to Brian, he does have asthma as well, so let's not be too harsh on him. You got to witness the famous Brian Tongue left foot there. It's interesting tool in his arsenal. He is left-footed, but he quite often puts a bit too much power on the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm always telling him, if it's like a golf video game, you want to get that sweet spot, don't you?
Yes,
Hit it too hard,
right.
it sways to the left or the right. And I say, if you can get it like 80%, you're going to be accurate. But he just wellies it.
Yeah.
Sometimes he wellies it in the top corner. Most of the time,
Yeah, he
wellies it out for a throw.
skied the sand wedge, I think.
Yes, and he does have the wind coming against him there, so I think I might have, if that was me, I'd have maybe kept the ball and worked the ball down to the right and tried to work it to the near post with the wind, but maybe Brian wasn't as aware. He thought his cannon might be able to overcome the wind.
So tell me, training, how does that kind of form itself with the club?
So we've got, now that we've changed to winter hours or whatever you want to call it, the schools will be opened. We train at Bemhaig on the 3G pitch.
Yeah.
We've got the full pitch for the full hour and a half. A lot of clubs these days seem to have a half pitch, or they have like an hour session. But we have quite a lot of training, so we could never do a half pitch anyway, and obviously you'd want a full pitch.
Yeah.
So that's our main training session. We've also got we have a sports hall booked at Henry Bloom Noble School on a Monday night, 7 till 8. So that's
What's the cost of these things?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I think Bemhaig is about £80 a week.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it's not too
that's
bad.
all right.
And as I say, it's a full pitch. It's an hour and a half, so you get a really good session out of it. The sports hall, again, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but because of the way we have to do the booking, it costs us about £36 a week, which isn't too bad. But if we could split it out a bit better, we might be able to price it better.
Well, we can't have public buildings of that nature being used on a profit-making basis.
No,
It's simple
exactly.
as that.
The thing with Henry Bloom is they have a rule of a minimum 1.5 hour slot booking.
Yeah.
So we've got to join it together with our junior girls to have a 2 hour slot, but we don't get discount because they know adults come to the second half. So
I see.
it's a shame, but yeah. Looks to
Such
be
is
some
life.
manhandling there by Daniel Hawley, so I thought the referee might give a foul, but obviously
He's
happy to
enjoying
play.
himself, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
He's got a bit of a swagger now.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's open to grow into the game, but he needs the ball, and he's really struggling to get it. That's hopefully the old D&D adage of us getting a corner and the other team being a threat won't happen.
Oh, we've got Noah Gorry has come on. Yeah, it's another one of our players who'll be going off to uni. I think from this side, I think we can see about 2 or 3 who are going to be heading off to enhance their education and beer drinking skills.
Yes, good, decent corner that by Tongue, especially considering the wind situation.
Lane looking for.
Oh.
Very nice.
What did I say about us having
Yeah,
a
you're
corner?
right. Absolutely.
I can't believe it.
If you play D&D, just give
Just
away a
concede
corner.
corners and you're in. Harry Stoll looks like he's gone down with an injury there. He looked like he was slipped trying to intercept the ball, and I think he landed awkwardly. Not sure if he banged his head on the way down or hurt his back. But yeah, so can't be mad at Simon Barber ambling onto the pitch. There's obviously it's quite an empty gesture coming on, isn't it? Unless there's someone who's got an open wound or whatever. You can only go on magic sponge,
Yeah,
a bit of encouragement. Are you okay? But there's often that glance to the touchline of you've got to bring someone on to fix him. And if he's winded or whatever, I'm not going to come on and fix him.
Yeah, what can you do? What can you do?
He's got a bit of cramp, or he's winded, or whatever. There's the glance from the opposition. Come on, you've got to go on and fix him.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's going to be okay. The good thing though, Manx football's rolling subs, so he's we've got options over there. I'm unsure on the situation on the 3 lads that came off. obviously Mark Work looked like he got that horrific injury in the early stages.
Yeah, I believe that there's a
half.
charity record
Yes.
being
Yes.
crashed.
And, there's also justgiving.com/save Quirky.
Yeah.
So fingers
Is
crossed.
he over there? Is he?
He is over there. He's just behind the David Glover upholstery's side.
Oh, right.
Upholsterer
Oh, I
side.
see. Oh, yeah.
So it looks like Harry Still's coming over to the sideline. I'm unsure if he's just going to get some treatment and then come.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I see now. Yeah, there he is. That's our man who was.
I have no
who was
idea.
almost stretched it off.
Oh yeah, Horsfield's back on. So Harry Still has come back, come off, and Horsfield, who is full back, and he usually plays on left, but he is right-footed, so he should be able to slot in there okay. But
I'm intrigued by the hair of Horsfield.
you and me both.
Is it something like a 1980s kind of pop star throwback? I can't really define it.
I have no words that could be used on Facebook Live to describe his hair, but each to their own, eh? You know,
Absolutely.
if that's their style,
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
chose,
Yeah.
then fair play to him.
If I go into the Turkish barbers,
And ask for a
So-
Glenn Horsfield,
yeah, a Glenn Horsfield.
they'll say,
I hear about this guy.
is that handball? At least
right.
he's explaining himself
Danny
again.
Lane's away. Look at Lane.
He's cleared the
it's-
fence. Oh dear. During
That's a
rugby
conversion.
season as well, yes.
He is amazing, Danny Lane.
Yeah, he's been a real thorn in our side. He's been an excellent player. He's regular first teamer normally.
Yeah.
is he?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, Cardi and Lane have
Yeah.
torn things apart really, and,
Yeah.
but it's just one of those where the combination and
Yeah.
the missed
I mean,
games.
if we, if you put it the other way, if the first team was on, we would have had a weaker team as well. So
Yeah.
the Castletown's weaker team might
Yeah.
have still dismantled our weaker team.
Yeah.
So I'm not reading too much into it really. So ball by Lee Quirk over the top. One of his first involvements since coming on. Is he going to win the ball back? No. His tongue, left foot cutting in. No, he's taken the wrong option there. Here's Lewis. Oh, he's been beaten again. He's tired, hasn't he? He's tired,
Yeah.
Joe. Armstrong, is his positioning good here? No, it is not. Lane again.
Sweet as a nut.
Yeah, I think he'd overcommitted himself a bit too early there, given him an option of rounding him. But to be fair to Dazzle, he's kept us in it at times with a few wonderful saves. And yeah, he was exposed there. The ball came through too easily.
Yeah, I'm told that Lane is a lookalike for a famous darts player. I can't remember who it is. Who would it be?
Oh. Who could it be? Frank Irwin? No?
No, it's not Van Gerwen. Is it like a Welsh guy or something? Anyway, put your comments in the box. Which famous darts player is Danny Lane's double?
Nutmeg there on young
Oh.
Curtis Davey. Not a nice birthday present for him.
From Noah Jory as well. That's a bit of skill there from Noah.
I don't know if he pulled it back because he felt really sly on Curtis for getting nutmegged, but I don't know what maybe he kicked out. Maybe he kicked out just after getting nutmegged in frustration. Didn't see it, but I guess that must have been what's just happened.
The referee has put him right. So the Reds are lining up. I wonder what the score for Liverpool was against Wolves. Do we know?
Well, last I heard was just the 1-0 at half time.
Yeah.
Out by Horsfield there. He probably wanted to get a bit more.
They were getting a
More
lesson,
on it.
apparently.
Oh, were they?
Apparently, yeah.
Was that at 1-0 or more than 1-0?
Well, only at a 1-0.
Yeah.
Check.
Wolves look like they were going to struggle this year, but
Right. What we're going to have to do is to just stop the transmission because we just got this thing after about an hour and a bit. It just goes a bit crackly, so let me work some stuff. Right. happens is, for some reason, it goes a bit crackly after about an hour, and I can't work it out. So let's just see.
What did you do? Just reset it.
I have to reset it.